Hey, hi, how's everyone doing? Sorry that I'm late. Hey guys, my name's Alana and welcome to my YouTube channel if you're returning. Hey, so for today's video, I just thought I'd share a story time of how I was stung by a bee not once, but twice. I'm just gonna set the scene real quick. It was summer 2007. Women were wearing tiny vests with shorts that had words on the butt, and guys were wearing clothes that were about 3 sizes too large for them, and their collars were constantly popped up. I had somehow convinced my mom to let me go to this overnight summer camp in the woods for a week. Now, if you know me IRL, you know I hate the woods, I hate camping, I'm literally terrified of deer. But I'm pretty sure my mom's thought process was like, she did turn 10 this summer, and she's been going to this summer day camp for years. If she really wants to go, then I guess I'll let her go. Sure. So I had a phone, my good and joyful spirit, and a bag packed, and I went on my way to the woods with my best friend and the rest of the summer camp. Anyway, a couple of days go by. I'm having a good time, my best friend's having a good time, the field mice are having a good time, but you know who's not having a good time? The bees. Someone had recorded the latest bop of that summer, Crank That by Soulja Boy, and they were playing it, and you know, me being the talented 10-year-old I was, I wanted to show off my dance moves. So I said, bet you guys are gonna watch this. So in the middle of me viewing it, a bee just came buzzing over and just boop, literally boop, me right on my thigh, and I immediately fell to the ground. I felt the world spinning, I saw red, and I started crying. I didn't know what else to do, I didn't know what happened. I literally thought somebody threw a boulder at my leg. I had never felt this pain before. It was on fire, but it also hurt, and I didn't want to touch it. It was like a mosquito bite times 1,000. It was like a pine needle stabbed me really deep. It was worse than a tattoo. And you want to know what my friends did? Do you want to know what they did? They looked at each other, then they looked at me, and then they looked at each other again and laughed. My friends laughed at me as I got stung by a bee. At this point, I still didn't know what the heck happened. So the nurse comes over, she like helps me limp back to like her cabin or whatever, and she took the stinger out and she was like, oh sweetie, you got stung by a bee, whatever. I'm like, oh my god, ow. I called my mom and told her I was crying. She was like, oh my god, do you want to come back home? Like, I can come get you, Lana, it's fine, like I can totally do it. And me being the strong 10-year-old I was like, listen girl, I was saying this to myself, listen girl, you are in the double digits now. This is your summer. You only live once. Ain't no bee gonna stop that. And sure enough, I stayed there for the rest of the week. So anyway, the week's over, I head back home, and you know, where I lived, there was like this park nearby, so my brother and I went there. I was on the monkey bars, and I kept hearing this like rattling noise. It was like it was banging against like the pole that the monkey bar things are on, and I'm thinking to myself, gosh, like what is that noise? So I look in and I just see like this weird looking, it looked like a fist, like a baby fist. I couldn't tell what it was, and I put my ear to it and I heard zzz, and I said, thinking to myself, oh dear god, no, that is a bee's nest. I am not getting stung again. I already got stung like 2 weeks ago or last week, and it's not happening again. This is not how I planned to have my summer of turning 10 years old, getting stung by a bee again. But you know what happened? Do you want to know what happened? I got stung. I jumped off the monkey bars. I'm running backwards. The bee's following me. It's in my face. I'm screaming, and the bee stings me boop, right here. Right here. Same thing happened. The world went red. I was screaming, I cried, I fell immediately to the ground. My brother, he's looking at me, he's like, oh my god, Lana, like what's wrong? I'm like, I think I just got stung by a bee again. So now I'm crying as I am walking through the neighborhood with tears in my eyes, like screaming. You would have thought somebody tried to abduct me because that is how loud I was screaming. I get back home, my mom's like, oh my god, what happened? I said, I got stung by a bee. She's like, again? But she's on the phone with like this medical professional and they're like, is there a stinger? She's like, I don't even know what a stinger looks like. Is it black? And she got the stinger out. I was crying. My lip, my poor lip, my lip was so swollen. It was really intense. That is a story or stories of how I was stung by a bee twice in one summer. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, you can give it a thumbs up because it not only helps grow the channel, but it also gives me a bigger ego. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at InMyHeadDuh. And I think that's everything. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye!